Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to the Times, Manchester United players are unhappy with Harry Maguire. Manchester United players question Harry Maguire's place in the team ahead of the Manchester derby. Harry Maguire has been very poor this season. Harry Maguire is Manchester United's captain. Earlier on this season, Rangnick said that Harry Maguire will remain Manchester United's captain until the end of the season. But earlier on this season, a lot of Manchester United fans were demanding for the captaincy to be taken off Maguire. Harry Maguire has been at Manchester United over 2 years. Manchester United overpaid for him. Manchester United paid £80 million, so he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club, behind Paul Pogba. And Maguire has endured quite a few injuries since he come to Manchester United. Maguire was dropped in the 0-0 draw against Watford. Do you think he will start against Manchester City? I think he will. Now, Ralph Rangnick wants Erik ten Hag to become Manchester United's next permanent manager. I gave you the news on Erik ten Hag earlier on today. It said Erik ten Hag has his heart set on a move to Manchester United. Ten Hag has been learning English, and Erik ten Hag has told Ajax he wants to leave at the end of the season. There's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. I think if Erik ten Hag became Manchester United's next manager, he would suit the strappings of the club and he would be capable of winning trophies. And Erik ten Hag has not yet managed in the Premier League, so it would be good for him to come and experience the Premier League. You've got to admire what he's done at Ajax. You know, he's developed the young players well. He's won a couple of Eredivisie titles with them. And revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. He's been the Ajax manager for around 5 years. Ajax appointed him in back in 2017. His contract at Ajax expires next year. Ajax is the 4th club he's managing in his managerial career. Before Ajax he managed Utrecht, before then he managed Bayern Munich's reserves, and before then he managed Go Ahead Eagles. And earlier on today, I gave you more news regarding Mauricio Pochettino. The PSG director Leonardo came out and said that Mauricio Pochettino has not asked to leave PSG. Manchester United have held talks with Mauricio Pochettino, and Pochettino is the favourite to become Manchester United's next manager. Earlier on this season, reports from Spain said that Pochettino rejected Manchester United as he was waiting for Real Madrid. Pochettino is expected to leave PSG at the end of the season. Pochettino's contract at PSG expires next year. He's been in charge of PSG for over a year. He has won a French Cup with them. Pochettino is a good manager, even though he's hardly won anything. He's managed in the Premier League before, which is beneficial. Before, Pochettino endured a 5.5-year managerial tenure with Tottenham. Revert back to 2018. He got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final. And at one point he almost won the league when he was the Tottenham manager. I think Tottenham made a bad mistake sacking him at the time. And before Tottenham, he managed Southampton. He only enjoyed a short managerial tenure with Southampton, but he still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League. So they're the clubs he's managed in the Premier League so far. Revert back to when Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho. Manchester United should have got Pochettino then, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. And like I updated you yesterday, it said Carlo Ancelotti emerged as a candidate for Manchester United. Carlo Ancelotti was recommended by Sir Alex Ferguson. But Real Madrid are more than happy with Carlo Ancelotti, and they have no plans to part ways with Ancelotti. So there you go. Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Sir Alex Ferguson. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson, even though Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. So the managers we've sacked since Ferguson, we sacked David Moyes, we sacked Louis van Gaal. After 2 years we did win the FA Cup under him. Then we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. The 3 trophies he won was the Europa League, the EFL Cup and the Community Shield. The reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board and bad disputes with the top players, and last year Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after almost 3 years in charge. Don't forget, Manchester United paid $10 million in compensation to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his coaching staff after being sacked in November. Ralf Rangnick, he's been ruled out becoming Manchester United's next permanent boss. Well, earlier on this season it said Rangnick wanted the permanent Man United job. Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for around 3 months. He's Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then he is expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. Rangnick's managed nearly 20 games in all competitions so far as Manchester United's interim manager. He's only lost 2 games in all competitions. He's only lost 1 game in the Premier League, so he has done a decent job. As Rangnick. I told you I've got a lot of respect for Rangnick. I think he's a very good coach. The vast majority of German coaches are very good. Unfortunately, Ralf Rangnick did not get backed in the January transfer window. Rangnick's endured 1 transfer window as Man United's interim manager. Manchester United endured a disappointing January transfer window because obviously Man United didn't make any signings. We should have let Lingard and Henderson leave, but we blocked their exits. And we had the incident with Mason Greenwood towards the end of January. Man United did let around 8 players leave in January. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Earlier on this season, Rangnick recommended Ewan Sharping as an assistant coach and analyst. He also recommended Chris Armisen as an assistant coach, and he recommended Saz Chalenzin as a sports psychologist. Rangnick has tried a few different formations as well at Man United. He started off with the 4-2-2 formation. Then he went with the 4-3-3 formation, and a lot recently he's gone with that 4-2-3-1 formation. Rangnick's aim for this season is for Manchester United to finish in the top 4. The top 4 is in doubt though for Man United. Man United drew Watford 0-0 last weekend. Arsenal have got 3 games in hand over Man United. Man United's only chance of a trophy this season is the Champions League. I'm very sceptical we'll win the Champions League, so it's going to be another trophyless season for Man United. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, that's 5 years ago now. Nowhere near good enough to our standards. In the last 10 years, Manchester United have only won 4 trophies. And in the last 10 years, Manchester United have spent over 1.3 billion. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Man United have brought over 40 odd players in since Ferguson retired, and let me put into the equation, Rangnick is inheriting players from other managerial areas. None of this team is Rangnick's. The Glazers, they've been at the club for a long time. They've owned Manchester United for around 16 and a half years. The Glazers bought Manchester United for 500 million back in 2005. We've got to get the Glazers out of the club because they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. It was good news from Man United perspective that Woodward stepped down earlier on this year, because Woodward was one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Ed Woodward was Man United's chairman for 17 years. Earlier on this year, Richard Arnold replaced Ed Woodward as a new chief executive. In the summer of this year, I am expecting Manchester United to make signings. Man United are on the hunt for a new striker. We'll also want to sign a midfielder as well. When Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. On the other side of things, I'm expecting a lot of players to depart the club in the summer. It said up to 11 players could be leaving Man United in the summer. We are looking to raise funds. So in the summer, the players who I think will leave, there's a good chance Cristiano Ronaldo will leave, especially if Manchester United fail to finish in the top 4. As you all know, Rangnick wants to replace Ronaldo with a Sheeman. Rangnick has major doubts about Cristiano Ronaldo. He has faith to start Ronaldo though against Man City. Ronaldo's in terrible form at the moment. He's only scored 1 goal in his last 10 games. The last goal Ronaldo scored was a 2-0 win against Brighton, but prior to the Brighton game, Ronaldo didn't score in his last 6 games. Ronaldo is the best player in the world overall. He's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Since Ronaldo re-signed for Man United, he's scored 15 goals in all competitions. He's got over 800 goals in his career. And Manchester United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million with add-ons included. His contract at Manchester United expires next year. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo is the highest earner at the moment. He receives almost £500,000 a week. I'm expecting Jesse Lingard to leave Manchester United in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time. He is up our academy in that, but doesn't get in the team much. But surprisingly started against Leeds at Elland Road. Like I said, Lingard should have left in January, but Manchester United blocked his exit. Revert back to January, it was Newcastle and West Ham that were battling it out for Jesse Lingard. Edison Cavani, I'm expecting him to leave Manchester United in the summer. Cavani's out of contract in the summer. Well, he said earlier on this season that Cavani's expected to leave as a free agent in the summer. Cavani prefers a move to La Liga. Romano's already confirmed that. Cavani is the only injury Manchester United have got now. Cavani's had a few injuries since he signed for the club. Man United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Donny van de Beek and Martial will probably leave in the summer. At the moment, Van de Beek's out on loan with Everton and Martial's on loan with Sevilla. Juan Mata, I'm expecting him to leave in the summer. Mata's out of contract in the summer. Mata doesn't get in the team. You know, Mata lost his place in the team a while ago. I don't have a great deal of a perception on Mata. But he's had a good career at Manchester United. You know, Mata has been at Manchester United for around 8 years, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. You know, Man United got Mata from Chelsea back in 2014, got him for 37.1 million. Matic, I'm expecting him to leave in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, you know, he's been given his opportunities. Matic is the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got. Matic had a shin injury not so long ago. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017, got him for £40 million. Good chance that Pogba will depart the club in the summer. He's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Pogba's demanding £500,000 a week if he's to sign a new contract at Man United. Earlier on this season, it said Pogba was open to Premier League offers if he leaves Man United this summer. But revert back to earlier on this season, it said Pogba would be open to staying at Man United beyond the end of his contract. Pogba has a good relationship with Rangnick. Pogba hasn't done well in his last couple of games, but he's done well in all his other games since he recovered from injury. Pogba's endured a few injuries since he re-signed for the club, so he is injury prone. This season has been Pogba's 6th season at Manchester United since he re-signed. You know, he's won 3 trophies at the club so far. He's played over 200 games since he re-signed, and Manchester United paid £89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. We had him when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Jones and Bailly, I'm also expecting them to leave in the summer because they don't really get in the team. Man United could look to sell Harry Maguire now and Wan-Bissaka in the summer. That duo are not good enough to represent the club. And we'll offload Henderson in the summer. Henderson's our second choice goalkeeper. Henderson doesn't really get in goal, does he? because last summer De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Henderson's only made 3 appearances this season, but not so long ago he got arrested for abusing his girlfriend, and earlier on this season Henderson had COVID for a while. So there you go. A lot of players will stay at Manchester United this year. There's some players that will stay long term from now. De Gea, he'll be staying at Manchester United this year. I think he's planning to spend many more years at the club, De Gea. He's already been a long servant because this season has been his 11th season at Man United. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. And Wan-Bissaka could stay this year, but we could also sell him. I think Delors will stay this year. Delors our first choice right back under Rangnick, and Delors been impressive under Rangnick. He hasn't played the last few games because Rangnick's decided to go with Bissaka. Luke Shaw, of course, he will stay. Telles, I think he'll stay as well this year, even though he has been subjected to transfer speculation before. Telles has been impressive under Rangnick. Lindelof will stay this year. I want him to leave in the summer, but I don't think he will. I don't think Lindelof is good enough to represent the club. Varane, of course, will stay. McTominay will stay this year, even though he's not good enough to represent the club. Probably Fred will stay this year. Bruno Fernandes will definitely stay. He'll probably stay long term from now. Rashford will stay, even though Rashford has been poor this season. He's been poor in a lot of games since he had that operation on his shoulder. Rashford missed the first 2 months of the season with that shoulder problem. Jadon Sancho, of course, will stay. Sancho didn't enjoy a good start to his Manchester United career, but he's starting to settle in now. He's had some good games since he signed for the club. Elanga, of course, will stay. He's been very impressive since he broke into our first team squad. So, there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.